The deepest and most important truths in life are not always shared through talking. They are felt and understood through the heart. Have you ever paused to think about why a man can listen to someone say they love him 1,000 times and still choose to go away? It is because those short sentences, as big as they might seem, are not always the real fuel for the fire. Sometimes those words act only as the small spark that starts a flame. Right now, what we are moving into is the full heat of the fire. Before we go any further, please click that like button and hit subscribe. I am not asking for my own benefit, but because I am putting every bit of my heart and spirit into this message. I am not simply reading a paper with words on it. I am speaking from a place deep inside me that knows exactly how much this truly matters. This goes much deeper than just using logic, and it moves way beyond basic tips. This is for the part of your soul that is tired from thinking too much, done with questioning what he is feeling, and ready to be seen while becoming an essential force in his life that can never be erased. That is what we are building together right here, and because of that, I need you to be fully here with me. So imagine this scene. You walk into a room. You are wearing the same clothes you always do, and you have the same smile on your face. But something about you has changed. The way you carry your body is different now. You are not looking around the room hoping he will notice you. You already feel like you own the space. You take a seat near him, not in a way that begs for him to look at you, but in a way that makes it impossible for him to ignore your presence, even if he tried his best to. That is not just a lucky guess. That is your energy. Because true attraction is not about being the person who is seen the most. It is about being the person who touches the soul. That does not happen by working harder or doing more. It happens when you change into the person who stays in his thoughts long after everyone has left and the room is empty. Somewhere along the way, you were told a very sweet but simple idea that men only want to hear words. You were told that if you just say, "I love you" enough times, he will stay committed to you, as if love works like a secret code on a phone. But here is the real truth. Men do not stay in a place because they are told they have to. They stay in a place where they feel something deep. They stay where there is real weight, where things are honest, steady, and completely true. Because men do not just hear what you say, they use their feelings to understand. They remember the way your fingers moved against his skin, as if that touch really meant something. They remember the way your laugh felt like a sense of freedom. They remember the way you turned and walked away, not because you were angry, but because you were quiet and sure of your own value. That kind of woman does not have to beg to be kept in mind. She is already written into his heart. And do not think this is just a trick or a show you are putting on. This is not about acting like someone else. This is about finding the real you. It is about uncovering the version of yourself that has deep feelings. It is about being the woman who knows that silence can sometimes speak much louder than any word someone says. It is about a woman whose life tells a story that normal language never could. This is not just a list of games to play. This is a discovery. These are 12 ways to make a man feel truly loved in a real way. It is not through empty words, but through a presence that wakes up something very deep inside him. It is so deep that even the words "I love you" turn into a quiet sound compared to how you fill his life. This is for the women who already know they are good enough, but want to be someone he can never forget. We are not following old rules. We are tearing them down. All those old whispers that told you to stay quiet or hide your strength, throw them away. Because when your strength is based on being honest, it becomes a power he cannot walk away from. You are not here just to be nice. You are here to be someone he can never get out of his head. So take in every single sentence and every pause. This is not just extra talk. This is the change. This is smart love on fire. And when this is finished, I do not want you to just understand your power. I want you to live it and be it. If you agree with me, say it out loud. Put it in the comments. Let it move through you. I am the gravity. That is right. Not a magnet, not a cloud. Gravity. Now stay close to me. Imagine this. You are at dinner with him. It is that quiet place you both love so much. The lights are low, the music is soft, and the room feels special. He is sitting across from you. His hair is a bit messy from the long day, and he is wearing that shirt that makes your heart beat a little faster. He starts telling you a story about something important to him. Your phone shakes on the table. You look down for just 1 second at a message that is not important. You look back up at him. He is still talking, but something in the moment has changed. His voice is still kind, but the shine in his eyes has gone away. And in your heart, you can feel it. You left the moment. It was not on purpose. Life is busy. You have work, tasks, group chats, and a million things asking for your time. You were not ignoring him because you did not care. You were just caught up in the noise of life. But in that tiny second, something small broke. He felt it. He probably will not say a word about it, but a small wall starts to grow between you. And over time, he shares fewer and fewer of those private thoughts he used to share so easily, because real love is not built on big speeches. It is found in the quiet and real focus you give. That is love in action. It is not about looking at him like he is a show. It is about making him feel like, in that moment, he is the center of your world, even when there are many people around you. Maybe you are thinking, what if he does not even notice when I am fully there? What if I give him all my focus and he is still looking at his phone? Listen to me. When a woman leads with her presence, she changes the whole feeling of the room. She does not have to hunt for his attention. She becomes the attention. Presence is not a thing you give like a gift. It is who you are. And that kind of presence pulls people in. It is not loud or flashy, it is just very real. Let me tell you something he will never forget. He might not remember the text you sent, but he will remember the way you looked at him as if nothing else in the world existed. That kind of moment stays forever. So when you sit by him, do not bring your list of chores in your head. Do not look at your phone while nodding. Be there with a quiet mind and a steady heart. Show him with your energy that you are here with him completely. That is a rare thing, and it is something he will never forget. Be with him as if your soul is listening. In a world made for distractions, a woman who stays present becomes a wonder. She becomes the moment he did not know he needed. And when we talk about touch next, it is not just about skin. It is a talk, a memory, and a silent truth. Say it now, write it down, breathe it in, and feel it. I am the presence. Now see this in your mind. He comes home after a very hard day. He is quiet and tired, carrying a weight he might never talk about. You move toward him, smile, and give him a hug. Not a fast hug, and not a weak pat while you think about something else. Give him a real hug with your whole heart. Hold him for 7 seconds. Breathe in together and feel something change. His chest starts to relax. His hold on you becomes softer. Without saying a single word, he gets the message. I am here, you are important, and we are still okay. That is what touch means. It is not just being close physically, it is emotional safety and comfort. Men often will not ask for it, but their hearts want it. Their bodies hold a lot of stress, and your touch, when it is slow and quiet, tells a truth deeper than talking. It says, I choose you over and over again. You have felt it too, haven't you? A quick kiss feels like a habit. A slow touch opens something up inside. It stays with you. It speaks. Touch that is rushed is just noise. Touch that has a purpose is like a beautiful song. So next time, do not just walk past him. Pull him close like you really mean it. Let him let go of his stress. That is when his walls go down. That is when his spirit can breathe. That is when the bond gets stronger. Not because of wanting, but because of feeling at home. Hold him like you believe in him. Hold him like there is nowhere else you would rather be. Because that kind of touch does not go away. It stays on his skin and in his memory. It is the path into a man's heart. It is not just about the food. It is about the love behind it. Imagine this. It is just a normal Tuesday. Nothing special is happening and everyone is tired. But he walks into the kitchen and there you are, making his favorite food. Not because it is easy or quick, but because it makes him feel seen and safe. He might not say it with words, but you will see it in the way he stands. He will let out a quiet sigh like men do when they feel remembered. Because for a man, a meal is more than just eating. It is a memory. It is comfort. It is proof that someone thought of him when no one else did. You did not ask what he wanted. You just knew. And in a world that asks men to carry everything in silence, that moment of care means everything. Maybe you are thinking, I am not here to serve anyone. And I hear you. This is not about old rules. This is about being smart with your heart. It is the ability to care in a way that says, I see what brings you peace, and I love being the one who gives it to you. That is not about following orders. That is about a deep connection. It is about offering something real in a world that is often very shallow. What you are really saying is, I see you and I remember what makes you happy. Even if it is just heating up food or baking something that makes the house smell warm, even if it gets a little burnt or there is a mess in the kitchen, it is never about being perfect. He is not judging the food, he is feeling the love. Because when a man walks into a place that smells like something made just for him, it is not just his stomach that wakes up, it is his heart. And that feeling stays long after the food is gone. You are not cooking to show off. You are showing love in its truest form. Because what is next is not about the plate. It is about the version of you he cannot stop looking at, especially when you are not trying at all. It is not about a show. It is about reminding yourself that you are the light, and he is lucky to feel your warmth. So imagine this. It has been a very long week. You have been wearing old clothes, and your hair is up because life is busy. But tonight, you decide to change the energy. You put on that dress that fits you perfectly. You walk into the room, and suddenly he forgets what he was thinking. He looks at you like he is seeing you for the first time. And no, it is not just about the dress. It is about what it means. Because when you wear something that says, I still want to excite you even after all the hard parts of life, it speaks very loudly without any words. Now you might ask, do I have to dress up just to keep him? Not at all. You do it because you care about how you feel. Because when you feel sure of yourself and glowing, you do not just get his attention, you get your own power back. You look in the mirror and know you still have that spark. Men like how things look, yes, but they react even more to the energy behind it. They love the glow that comes when a woman remembers how bright she is. So do not dress up just for him. Do it for the part of you that refuses to go unnoticed. Every movement and every breath you take says, I am choosing to show up in this love. And that is not a small thing. That is everything. Picture this. You are putting on your shoes not because you are trying to reach a goal, but because you want more time with the person you love. You breathe deep and move your body. It is not about how you look, it is about a promise. You are saying, I want to be here for a long time, for all the happy times and future plans. That healthy drink in your hand is not a chore. It is an act of love because this is what matters. Your energy does not just help you, it is a gift to him. When he sees you taking care of yourself and keeping your peace, he sees something that will last. He sees a woman who is fully here, not just with words, but with her actions every day. A woman who does not just say she loves him, but shows that she plans to stay. Maybe you worry if he notices. Let me tell you, your effort is not lost. Your actions speak for you. Self-care is not being selfish. It is love in action. And when you protect your health, you are protecting the love you share. Now, what is coming next is not about physical strength. It is a different kind of power. It is the power in your voice. Inside every man is a small boy asking if he is doing a good job. You do not just answer that. You make him feel safe. Imagine him in the kitchen doing small things like taking out the trash. He is not looking for a prize. You look at him and say with a smile, "I love how you take care of things." He might just nod, but he will feel better about himself. What makes a man relax more than anything? Being seen, truly being seen for who he is. It is when you say, "I see how you lock the door every night to keep us safe," or "I notice how you fix things." That is where closeness starts. A man who feels respected does not just stay, he becomes a better man. Imagine him on the sofa, lost in his own world. You walk by and instead of being upset, you say, "Have fun, I'll be over here." No pressure, just being sure of yourself. He looks up and feels good because he realizes that being with you is easy. A man who has room to breathe will give more of himself. If you want to stay in his mind, be the woman who is okay when he needs a little space. Real love is strong enough to stand on its own. He does not need you every second. What he needs is to feel like he can be himself and you will be fine. You do not disappear when he is not right next to you. And here is the truth. A woman who lets a man miss her becomes the kind of person he wants to be near even more. So when he needs an hour alone, do not worry. Let him find himself again. You do not lose a man by letting him breathe. You keep him by trusting the bond you have, and when he comes back with his whole heart. Now let's talk about being close. The kind that is not rushed. In this fast world, everything is too quick. But what leaves the biggest mark is not speed, it is how deep it goes. Imagine he had a hard day. You reach for him and instead of rushing, you slow everything down. You touch him softly. You let your energy lead. In that quiet moment, something special happens. He stops being tense. He lets go. Because real closeness is not about a goal. It is about a moment that tells him he is important. Sometimes being close is not about being wild, it is about being still. It is not how fast you move, but how much your touch means. When you stop running toward an end and just stay in the moment, everything changes. He does not just react, he follows your lead and your care. That is when he feels safe. Let him feel your heart. Let him feel the quiet between kisses. Let it say that he is home. Slow it down. Be the warmth that lasts. That is what he will remember. By now you have seen the main idea in all of this. It is not about doing more things. It is about doing the right things with a real heart. It is not about earning love. It is about being love. Let it show in your eyes, your voice, and your body. Real love does not shout. It stays steady. That is what makes a woman unforgettable. It is not about how much she talks, but about the truth of who she is. Because a man might hear "I love you" from many people and forget it, but he will never forget the woman who made him feel like he could finally let out a breath and relax. The one who saw him and loved him for exactly who he was. The one who gave him the freedom to just be himself. To just exist is the greatest gift. And when a man finds that peace with you, he will stay not because he has to, but because he wants to. We are moving past the surface now to the place where you become his guide. This is not about being a bystander. It is about being the steady beat he follows when the world gets too loud. Think about the power of your belief in him, not expecting him to be perfect, but a real belief in his character. Imagine he fails or falls short. In that moment of sadness, your silence is not a judgment. You do not rush to fix it or give him a lecture. You just look at him knowing he is a good man. That look tells him his value is not tied to a win or a loss. It tells him you see the man inside the struggle. That kind of safety is very rare. It makes him want to do better because you saw his light when he was in the dark. This is the power of a high value, presence. You are mirroring his soul. In that, he finds the strength to be the man he hoped he could be. This is why you do not have to fight the world for his attention. While everyone else wants something from him, you are the one giving him back to himself. You are the ground that does not shake. When you act from this place of being sure of yourself, you stop wondering if you are doing enough. You realize your existence is the reason for the change. You are the air he breathes. You are the peace he wants after every battle. And as we finish this journey, remember that being unforgettable is not a place you get to. It is the light you leave behind in every touch and every silence. You are the gravity and the flame. Now take this fire and walk back into your world, not as someone looking for love, but as the source of it. Own your power and watch as the world and the man you love change to match the incredible woman you have become. To just be yourself is the ultimate sense of freedom. And when a man finds that safe place within you, his choice to stay is no longer a decision he has to think about. It becomes a natural feeling. We are moving past the surface level now and entering the area where a woman becomes his North Star. This is not about being someone who just watches his life from the side. It is about being the steady beat of a drum that his heart follows when the world outside gets much too noisy. Think about how much power there is in your belief in him. It is not a filtered expectation where he has to be perfect. Instead, it is a raw and honest belief in the person he is at his core. Imagine a moment where he fails at something, where he trips or falls short of the goals he set for himself. In that empty space of feeling let down, your silence is not a way of judging him. It acts as a container to hold him. You do not rush in to try and fix the situation or give him a speech that is actually a lecture. You simply look at him with the steady knowledge of who he is when he is at his absolute best. That look tells him that his worth is not tied to his latest win or his deepest loss. It tells him that you see the man underneath the struggle. That kind of emotional safety is harder to find than gold. It makes him want to climb even higher, not because he is scared of losing you, but because he truly wants to be worthy of the woman who saw his light when he was sitting in the dark. This is the special magic of a high-value presence. You are not chasing what he could be. You are reflecting who he already is in his soul. And in that reflection, he finds the power to become the version of himself he always hoped he could be. This is exactly why you do not need to fight with the distractions of the world. While everyone else is demanding something from him, you are the person offering him back to himself. You are the mirror that shows the truth, the ground that does not move. When you live from this place of being very sure of yourself, you stop wondering if you are doing enough. You start to realize that just by existing, you are a spark for change. You are the air he breathes. You are the peace he looks for at the end of every fight. And as we finish this journey together, remember that being unforgettable is not a finish line you cross. It is the trail of light you leave behind in every talk, every touch, and every meaningful silence. You are the gravity, the presence, and the flame. Now take this fire and walk back into your world. Do not go as someone looking for love, but go as the source of it. Own your power, be your truth, and watch as the world and the man you care for move to match the energy of the amazing woman you have become. Beyond the small actions and the shared meals is the final layer of this path, which is the power of your own happiness. A woman who is delighted by her own life, who finds magic in normal things, and follows her own interests with a strong sense of independence, creates a pull that no one can fight. When he sees you lit up from the inside, chasing your own dreams and taking care of your own spirit, he does not feel left out. He feels inspired. He realizes that you are a whole world on your own, and he is a special guest inside it. This keeps the mystery alive. It makes sure that the pursuit never truly ends, because you are always growing, always going deeper, and always becoming a brighter version of yourself. You are not waiting for him to make you complete. You are inviting him to see how complete you already are. That is the ultimate secret to being a person he can never forget. It is the understanding that while you can love him with every part of you, you belong first to yourself. When you hold that truth with kindness, you become a woman who is not just loved, but someone who is highly respected. You become the memory that lives in his heart long after the sun goes down. To belong to yourself first is the magnet that makes sure he never stops reaching for you. This brings us to the final and most powerful change. This is the art of setting kind boundaries. Often we are told that to love a man means to be always available and to be the soft place where he can always land without any questions. But there is a holy power in the word no when it is said from a place of self-respect rather than being mean. A woman who knows her limits does not create distance. She creates value. Imagine he calls you at the very last minute, expecting you to drop your plans or your rest just to fit into a gap in his schedule. When you warmly say no because you value your own time, you are not pushing him away. You are teaching him how to value the time he does get to spend with you. You are showing him that being with you is a prize, not something he just gets for free. This is not about playing games or